It's tryout season right now. I know it's an incredibly stressful time because you're trying to make that target team and trying to niche your way into that spot. I've been there, I get it, I understand. Stick around because we're going to be talking about what you need to do to stand out at these tryouts to increase your odds of actually making the team. What's going on, guys? For those of you who don't know me, my name is 𝗵𝗂𝗶𝗴 and I'm the CEO and founder of Advancement Hockey Advising. And today we will be talking about how to stand out at tryouts and actually make the team. Tryout season, probably the most stressful time in hockey, to be honest. I remember it like it was yesterday. God, going to all these camps, getting cut a bunch of times, it's super stressful, but when you do make the team, it's actually the best feeling. So honestly, it's a really exciting but stressful time at the same time. That being said, I wish back in the day that I would have known, some key principles to really succeed and stand out at tryouts. I feel like I kind of knew them intuitively, but I didn't really come to terms with them and really understand them until later in my career, which would have actually helped me make more teams back in the day. So the goal of this video here is for me to share these key tips and tricks with you to really stand out at tryouts so you don't get cut and you actually make that team. So stick around. Now, before getting into these tips, of course, we have to talk about our video sponsor, the like button. The like button sponsors our videos like crazy. We get a bunch of money from the like button, and that's why we always ask you guys to hit the like button so we get millions and millions of dollars. No, I'm just kidding. But overall, hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell so you never miss another video moving forward. All that aside, let's dive into the video here. All right, so tip number one here, and this is one that isn't an on ice type thing, but it's something that goes a long way, and that's introducing yourself to the coaching staff. And as much as this sounds like a no-brainer and yeah, I have to do that, so many kids just show up to camp, play, and then leave. And it just decreases your odds altogether because they don't actually know you and they don't watch for you. Because a lot of these camps, they have like maybe 200 kids, 300 kids there. So it's really important. Reach out to the coaching staff before now. Don't do it in an annoying way. Don't do it like where you're spamming their phone all the time or sending novels without any end. But overall, really important to reach out to them, say who you are, why you're interested in the team, some basic stats like your position, shot, all that stuff. And then just do it about a week before the camp starts. And you can do it either email, over text, but just send one quick message. They may respond, they may say, hey, excited to have you at camp. They might not, but just doing that actually shows professionalism and it's gonna get you on their radar that much more. On that note, if you see them at the camp, make sure you go introduce yourself as well, right? You can do it 1 week through text or through email, but to do it in person leaves that much more of a lasting impression. Again, showing professionalism, that you care, that you wanna make the team, and you wanna get to know them, right? So if you see them either at the beginning camp or throughout camp, definitely go out of your way, even if they're around like 10 other scouts and coaches. I know it might seem scary to do it, but go say hi. It really shows who you are, shows that you're a man, and it shows that you're ready to make this team. Tip number 2 on the ice here is to showcase your strengths, okay? Don't try and be something that you're not. Don't try and be Bobby Orr if you're a stay-at-home D, right? Showcase who you are. So if you score goals, go and score some goals, do your thing. If you're a playmaker, make those plays. Obviously, don't just pass it. If you're on a 2-on-1, it's clearly a shot. Don't make a pass or anything crazy like that. But if you're a playmaker, make those plays. If you're a guy that grinds in the corners, go grind, go hit guys, go win some puck battles. If you're a shutdown D, close that gap at the blue line. Box guys out in front of the net. Block some shots. Doing all those little things that showcase your game will show that you're a dominant force and that you're doing what you're good at, right? Just because it's a showcase, I know it's easy to go and play spring or summer hockey and then go and just do some toe drags and all that stuff, but if that's not your game, just don't do that. Stick to your game, stick to what you're really good at, and then we'll go into like making it like doing some risks and all that stuff in my further points, but overall stick to your game. That's what they're looking for, and that's what's going to make you make the team if you really do it well. Tip number 3 here, that is to compete hard, okay? Having hard compete level really makes you stand out. Trust me when I say this, it's something that every coach, every scout, everybody looks for, and it's something that jumps out at your eye. When guys are just doing like the spring, summer stuff, whatever, doing some toe drags, if you're going there hitting guys, if you're going there winning puck battles, competing hard, pushing that extra step, doing that extra back check, all that really gets noticed. And that doesn't mean to go and kill guys every shift. That's not what coaches are necessarily looking for, but it's somebody who's really competing, really giving their heart and soul into it. So really, really important. On that note though, I don't mean saying compete hard 110% to the point where you're giving up your control and your poise, okay? This is more of a pro tip, but you guys know what I mean, like especially the guys that are a little bit older that have kind of been through it. You know what I mean? If you're going 110% all the time, you don't have any control, you tire yourself out in 10 seconds. I'm not saying this, but I'm saying when the opportunities are there, give that extra compete level. So let's say you're conserving your energy, all that stuff, and then you find like, hey, I can go for that puck battle. I can actually win that puck battle. It's about a 50-50 one. That's where you go in all out and you give your max compete level. So really important, a bit of a pro tip, but overall, if you keep that control and poise in mind, and you give, a great compete level when the opportunities are there, that's really gonna make you stand out, and then coaches are really gonna take notice of it. By the way, quick thing, if you're struggling right now to find teams to get to tryouts, all that stuff, that's what we do at 𝗟𝗂𝗂𝗏. We help place players and advance to the next level. So if you need help finding teams, just contact us below. All right, back to the video. Tip number 4 here is to make something happen every single shift. So yes, I said stick to your game before, but here it's to make something happen every shift, and that means taking small calculated risks, okay? Not saying going to do a backhand toe drag if you're the last man back, giving it away and then looking terrible, right? Saying more like taking those small risks, so trying things, right? In the offensive zone, typically if you always play it safe, make a safe pass, whatever, try that pass that's a little bit more risky, but something that's gonna get you noticed, okay? Or take that shot that you wouldn't normally take, just small little calculated risks really will go a long way. Trying plays that you haven't tried before. Obviously stick within your framework of your game, but taking it just up an extra notch because it's the time to do it, right? In summer hockey, there's no risk. It's not like you're costing the team a championship if you do something stupid, But overall, taking that small extra risk, those calculated risks where you try and make something happen every single shift, whether it's, an extra hit that you throw, or it's an extra pass that you make, or it's an extra shot that you take that you wouldn't normally take. All those little things, those risks that you take, making it happen every single shift will get you noticed if you combine it with a compete level, and if you combine it with, sticking within your game, introducing yourself to the staff and all that stuff. So you can kind of see how these things stack up, and that if coaches see this, you're going to be indispensable to the team if you really perform well. Tip number 5 here, and this one is huge, is to be a good team player and have a positive attitude, okay? Obviously, you need the hockey skills to make the team, for sure, but the good attitude portion is so important, and it's the quickest way to get removed from a list if you have a bad attitude, if you're not a good team player, anything like that. I've seen guys that were great hockey players, the coaches are talking about them. At our very own showcases, actually, I've seen a couple examples, but then the kid goes and slams his stick, or the kid goes and yells at his teammate. Instantly, okay? I'm saying instantly, the coaches take the player's name and they scratch him off their list. Coaches have such a high number of players to choose from that they will find any reason to cut you from a team. And that sounds a bit brutal, but it's the honest truth. They have a wide variety, especially the high-level coaches, like D1 coaches, like good junior league coaches, all that stuff. They have such a high pool of options of players to choose from that as soon as they see a bad attitude, they just cross it off the list, because teams know that you can't build a championship team with rotten apples in the room, okay? You can't have any cancers in the room, anything like that. So really important that you keep a good attitude, you lift your teammates up. If you make a bad play, you don't slouch your head, you just keep the body language good, you reflect internally, and then you move on, right? The mental reset button, keep moving on. Having that attitude, being a good team player, will go a very, very long way, not only in tryouts, but throughout the season and throughout your hockey career. And now tip number 6, which is a bit of a bonus tip, and my last tip for you guys, is to hopefully you don't get to this point, but if you don't make the team, that you ask for feedback, okay? You ask for honest feedback. You go to the coach and say, hey, can you give me truly honest feedback as to what I could have done to make the team? I would say it's a 50-50 here. Some coaches will give you some generic feedback because they barely saw you play the whole camp, whatever, and they'll just say, oh, you need to, work harder or something like that. Take it with a grain of salt if they do that, but some coaches will take the opportunity and give you very specific feedback that you can really use to really make sure, even though it hurts because you didn't make the team and you're receiving criticism and all that stuff, this feedback is like giving you the keys to get you better. They will tell you exactly what you need to know, okay? I would say about half the coaches are honest when it comes to this, and you can tell, right, when the feedback's honest. So hopefully you don't have to use this tip, but chances are you probably will at some point in your career, but hopefully this year you don't have to use them and you make the team. But really important, asking for the feedback here. Really, really crucial. Hopefully you like this video, my friends. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Send us a message if ever you have any questions. You can check out the next 2 videos up here. Really recommend that you watch these. We'll catch you on that next video.